Liberty football continues its preparation for the season opener August 31st against Campbell here in Lynchburg. But for those that have not been in the Liberty Football Center here on the first floor, it has undergone some cosmetic changes, and here to tell us more about it is Liberty Football Chief of Staff Brad Queen. Brad, good to catch up with you. I was in here a couple of weeks ago, and it wasn't finished yet, but I'm like, you know what? I think the fans would really enjoy hearing the story of this first floor and some of the changes. When did those meetings start, and take us into some of those?
So back after the end of the season, we sit down and kind of evaluate all aspects of our program, and one of the things me and Coach kind of sat down and talked about was giving a updated facelift, whatever you want to call it, to our facility. We have a beautiful facility here, as Liberty does across campus and all of them, but there was just some stuff that we wanted to kind of highlight in this facility and try to make it a part of the story that's been told here, and that we're trying to build upon what came here. And so we try to just hit all areas and all years of Liberty football ever since the beginning here, and so that's what we try to accomplish on this first floor and down in the weight room and on the third floor.
Brad, we'll start here on the entry points. There's two major entry points here on this first floor, and the first thing you see is the big Sparky logo, and that's become really synonymous with this school, with athletics, and I think football kind of taken that Sparky logo, you put it on the helmets at one point. Why the Sparky logo as you enter the building here on these two entry points?
So it really came from whenever we put on the helmet last season. We got a lot of feedback. A lot of the players loved that logo that's up, and a lot of the fans did. And so whenever we sat down with the company, which is 49 Degrees, shout out to them. They did an unbelievable job for us here. Very well known in the athletic world, but they knocked it out of the park. And so we actually went through a couple different logos that were in there, and none of them really just kind of brought that pop that you wanted. And then I actually saw a photo of a helmet from this past season as I was going through for other areas, and I was like, what if we threw that in there? So we threw it in there, and it just came back, and I was like, oh wow, that's it. Like that is the first thing you see as you come in is that fighting Sparky there, and it looked great on the helmet. I think it looks even better on the walls. So,
and right behind us, Brad, we've got the trophy case, if you will, for the Strike the Stone, which has become really the calling card for this program. Why was it important to document that story here?
No, Strike the Stone is something that Coach Chadwell has created a long time ago, and so being able to see a piece of your building dedicated to that was really big to him. Devin Doyle, our director of recruiting, actually had this hammer made last year that we used for different visits and stuff like that, and so being able to proudly display that as soon as you walk in, the story behind that, why that's kind of our mantra here is to keep striking, keep digging, keep moving forward. That was one of the key components we wanted in this entryway whenever you came in.
And then as you walk around here, the main walkway here, we see the decades and the important pieces in this football history. How'd you decide which ones to put up here on this walkway?
That was something that was really one of our focuses, was how do we pay tribute to the guys that have gone before us here as players, coaches, staff members, whatever it's been. If you've had a hand in building this program, that's what we wanted this corridor to be here. And so we started with the 70s, and we went decade by decade, key moments, key things. Had a lot of input from Todd Wetmore, who gave us a lot of insight on some stuff that we should highlight. So you have your Treasure Island days, all the way up to City Stadium, all the way up to going and playing in the Fiesta Bowl last year. And so it really spans a couple decades there of just what people have gone on and been able to do here with Liberty football to build the platform that we stand on today. And so we wanted to pay that forward to them.
Joined by Brad Queen, Liberty Football Chief of Staff. Before we get to the trophy case area, you mentioned you turn the corner past this walkway, and it leads to the football locker room. And there's a big picture of the Fiesta Bowl team, and the moniker BEST is starting to become on the T-shirts and things. Take us through the Fiesta Bowl picture, why that's there. I think it's for obvious reasons, and the BEST.
Yeah, so with the Fiesta Bowl, that was something that very little group of 5 teams get to do. You got to play an unbelievable season, and win a championship and be able to be involved in that. So we wanted to kind of make that a spot where that can live forever. We had an unbelievable season last year, and we have that highlighted, but that's something that, hopefully 5-10 years down the road that's still there and highlighting what those guys did. And then on the other side, you have our core value. Again, another piece of what Coach wants them. A lot of our players go that hallway and corridor up the meeting rooms or down to the weight room. So it's visually what they're seeing every single day, and then the best. And then we have a quote from Shep, who was a speaker we had here a couple different times, about eating off the floor. And being at your best in there. And so we've highlighted those logos in there. Again, just something that those guys see every day, reminds them what they're doing while they're here and what they're fighting for.
Brad, I also like just the picture of the map of Virginia. That's brand new in this building, and you want to win here at home in your state. I think that's a really good touch too.
Yeah, no, the state of Virginia in college football, there's a lot of great teams, especially close to Central Virginia. I mean, there's, stone throw away, there's a couple schools that are really good. And so to be able to be elite in Virginia is where it starts for us. We need to win in our home state, not only in football games, but also in recruiting. And so, this university is housed in Central Virginia, and that's where we want to be, and that's what we want to represent.
And finally, Brad, take us to the other end of the building, the trophy case. You document some key wins in this football team's history, and the NFL board, which I know all these players aspire to get to that next level past Liberty.
Yeah, and so on the far end, as you come in, again, whenever we got here, in my office were bowl trophies and why they're in my office, I don't know, but we want to get a place where those can live and be seen, because again, there's guys that played here that put their soul and blood, sweat, and tears into earning those trophies that need to be proudly displayed so people can see them as they come in. And so we wanted to create an area for them to live, and then also highlight key games that we've gone through as a program here, all the way back from the first win at Ferrum College, in the very first program win ever, all the way up to the Conference USA Championship we had last year. And so we want to be able to stream all those again to pay it forward to the guys that really helped build this program and build this foundation for what we stand on. And then the pro area that we have, it was housed upstairs, and so whenever guys would come in, they necessarily couldn't get up there because we had meetings going on or whatever. And so we want to get that in a spot whenever they come in, they can come and sit down and read stuff and see their names up and all that. And so we brought that down to the first floor, give it a kind of a revamp and a fresh vibe to it, and hopefully they're proud of what they have down there.